Who kids are those? Them your kids sang for?
Yeah. What's up? What's up? The Phonies are back. We back. We got it. It's me, Tay in here, Ricky, Corey, Tori. He got his feet in the sand right now. So
game planning, man. What he doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that dude. He beat
on
your
a
life.
little vacation. So
Yeah, man.
it is what it is. Three of us in there. We can get it done tonight. What's up, fellas? I ain't been here in a while.
happening?
Y'all did the show without me and everything.
Hey.
So
Hey, I love
everything else be going, other than the Titans right now. Anything else y'all enjoy that first full week of college football? Y'all enjoy that?
Yeah, man. It was nice. Just football. Tis the season. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I know y'all got good high school there. I don't go to the high school games yet up here, but I'm gonna start going. They got some ballers up here. I'm gonna have to go start checking them out.
Know.
But Corey,
I'm all smiles.
UT, how you feel about how you feel about Mr. Nico? How you feel about Mr.
The anticipation has just been, revving up since the dude signed. Everybody want to see what Nico can do, and we get glimpses of it, and we know we feel like we knew what he could do. And I think it was a nice warm-up game coming out the blocks, man, just showing Tennessee fans and the rest, putting everybody else that's looking at him on notice that he might be the real deal.
He might. He
might be the real deal.
He's gonna actually be up here next weekend against NC State. I'm thinking.
Hey man, I remember that now. I should have. I
need
was to come up there for that.
Do I need to get a? Do I need to get a ticket? Do I need to find me a ticket for that game?
Get you a ticket, Tay,
bro.
Or do I just sit at the comfort of my house and save that money and eat wings and rotel at home?
That's a win. That's a win as well.
Yeah, it is.
You gave me two great options. I like that
already.
Yeah.
Man.
Y'all boys ready to jump on into this Tennessee Titans 2024 season? Let's go. Let's go. Let's start it.
Might as well.
Let's start it. First off, Rand is willing and dealing.
Yes,
willing and dealing. Rand. Oh my gosh. Hold up. I'm gonna play this real quick.
Uh-oh.
For all the haters that Rand ain't doing this, he getting babysat, he ain't doing nothing. Let's go.
Shut up.
Let's go.
Don't you play that on your phone?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Technology, fine.
Let's go. So, man. First of all, let's get to the Ernest Jones. It was thrown out there. A lot of people once somebody comes available, sometimes the fans want to say, let's get him. No matter what he comes. I didn't really think we were going to get him. I didn't think he was an option until, they said the trade rumor was out there. Then when Campbell went down, became a little bit more of an option right there.
Mm-hmm.
So what was y'all's thoughts when y'all heard that we had traded for Ernest Jones?
Man,
the fourth.
I'll be honest. I caught wind of it, prior to even Campbell getting hurt or whatever. Somebody posted where he would be good. He would be an upgrade at that position for us. So then once Campbell did get hurt, kind of revisited, that thought came back into my head because I thought at that point it was water under the bridge. We wasn't going to do anything. But when Campbell got hurt, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to go get dude if he can, if we can afford to get him, basically. So
right.
At that point, just figured it would be an upgrade, looking at his numbers, looking at and considering how young he is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was all for it.
I'll be honest, I wasn't on it at all. I didn't know who the player was. I knew when our guy, Chance Campbell, who had shown a lot of, was getting around the football, moving around. And my thoughts were, could Chance Campbell be a piece of the defense? I felt like he was going to get some playing time, right? I didn't know if he'd be a starter, but just that when I thought about the weakness of the defense, like where are we vulnerable at, or where could we get better? It was definitely coming from that linebacking core. Gray being young and hurt, he's not a factor this year, and whatever you got to say about the new guy that we signed, we needed some help there. I didn't know
K9.
Yeah, K9. Yeah, I didn't know who this particular linebacker was when I didn't know he was available. I just wasn't up on the news. But after we signed him, I went and did all the research I could on him, saw all the film going back from his rookie year, highlights. I'm looking at highlights, but what I did see got me very excited. Just because he's a general out there. He's a field general. He's in, communicating with his guys. He's reading things, shedding blocks, just the type of linebacker play we hadn't seen in a while, to be honest.
Not to have a duo like this.
Right.
Seem like we got a duo. But the interesting thing is what we gave up for him. And after Ricky, I remember you sending that about someone saying that we should trade for him before Campbell got hurt. Yeah. And then after that, someone put out that like linebackers, the last about 2 or 3 linebackers that have gotten traded for, they were only traded for like 5th or 6th round picks. So I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting there.
Yeah.
And it is good to have somebody like that and develop. Reese is really still new to the linebacker position. He played safety in college. He's new to the linebacker position. Williams, very, very, very new to the linebacker position. Gibby, sub in good, but not a starter to me. Not a starter, not the speed that you want a linebacker to cover.
Yeah.
It kind of threw me off the very first preseason game. When they scored on the goal line, and he just was kind of standing there waiting for the blocker to come get him instead of attacking and filling the hole and creating a pile in the hole. He just stood about 2 yards in the end zone and waited to get blocked and easy walk in. So I didn't like that, but oh man, just looking at like Corey, looking at his highlights, looking at Murray's highlights, man, they just fit Wilson's defense of attack.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of contact. I don't see him shying away from blocks, hits, getting in. What are you gonna say, Rick? I cut you off.
Well, no, I when you just started talking about the Norris defense, when you mentioned that, not to change sub, but kind of to that point, I was just thinking about, attack. I think one thing we're gonna have to kind of be aware of or take the good with the bad. I think we may give up more explosive plays because we're attacking so much. You know what I'm saying? I think it might just be one of them things, but we're gonna bust you in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So
and Rick, man, that's a good point. I almost would take that better than the passiveness of giving up the plays. I'd rather
10 yards off.
10 yards off. Yeah.
And then I'd almost take, a big play, minimal gain, a sack or a deflection or something, and then they hit one for 45 yards and we get them down. And that's how, because those, I don't know, if we those corners and that secondary might not lose every one of those, out there on the island by themselves.
Yeah. We may get more interceptions or, like you
they'll
said,
definitely have their own. They'll definitely have more opportunities at the ball.
Yeah, just think how those guys feel with Big Jeff and Sweat, them up front, eating up the blockers. It's free run to the ball.
Yep.
A lot of times.
Man, it's gonna be exciting.
You just hit on something. Because you think about it, every level of the defense ought to be excited about the other piece.
Yeah.
You have the D-line. If our secondary is covering them better, right? And, and that puts hesitation in the quarterback. If he have to read somebody else or go to a different, that's giving them more time to get to him. The cornerbacks, if you cover for so long, you got heat coming. And the linebacking core, they ought to feel a whole lot better with those big hogs up front, taking up all the blocks so they can roam free. It could really be. This could be a special defense. I know that's. I'm always looking at my Titan colored lenses, but
you may be right this time. I think you're right. Hey, we just you talk. We go on and talk about it. The depth at linebacker, the depth at DB is there. It's a lot better than we've had previously. We've gone into seasons with cornerbacks, and we basically looking and saying, yeah, he really ain't a number one cornerback, but we gotta play him as our number one cornerback, or we basically got 1.5 cornerback because you know he's not as good. And then if somebody gets hurt, we got to bring this. You know, we got a little bit of wiggle room, not just at corner, at safety too. And you know, Corey Rand dealt your boy. You know, you wanted him gone. Rand got him gone, molding.
Hey, this grown up stuff right here. He doing, man. He doing it by the book, doing it by the business. He's treating people fairly, and I think the way he's, you know, one of the things when Rand first got here that I thought might be a benefit to the Titans was his relationships and what he had already put in place as far as the people he had worked with, the lives he had touched, you know, the conversations he already had, the connections with the people he actually worked in the building with.
Yeah,
right. A number of sheer players coming through. That's got to be a benefit, you know, to the team that hires you. And you're over here now. You got people that know you in our building. People know Rand and know to keep his word. They either like him or they don't. But for the favorable things he's done in the past, that follows him to his new job now, and that goodwill seems to be following him.
Yeah, they said Molden was unhappy. Okay, Rand sent him away. Try to be happy in Los Angeles. You know, they gave Malik, they traded Malik, but they wanted to give Malik a chance to be a backup quarterback. He wasn't going to be it here. So, you know, they're doing stuff for the players and for the team. You know,
that carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's not just I'm gonna keep you here and you unhappy. You making the locker room bad if you do that. And that goes into, you know, I see a lot of people. Like I said, somebody act like they're available. Fans want to jump on players. A lot of people talk about Hassan Reddick. We should bring in Hassan Reddick. What is it going to take to get? Why? He's been on 4 teams in 4 years. He's a problem. That means he's a problem to me. He been on 4 teams in 4 years.
Right.
You don't want, and now he's wanting to be traded again. You don't want that in your locker room. You don't want that.
You don't want it. I got a comment from Mr. Al Pierce. Al says it's game time. Go Titans, kick massive tail. Oilers struck. And then he had another comment. Rand is cooking. So
yes, sir.
Al, yes, sir. We agree with that 100%, my brother.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the preseason takeaways. Like, just what did you notice this preseason from past preseasons? Just looking at it. One thing for me, first of all, I didn't have to come out with a rant after the first preseason.
That's always good.
Yeah, no, it's not always good.
That is.
After two of the 3 last year, I had to come out with a rant. That's not good.
Oh man,
now it's
bad.
good that you did.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. First
Yeah,
thing that go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, first thing I noticed is that I'll speak on is the clean operation. That was refreshing. The you know, not the dumb penalties, the procedure penalties, not running out of time. Everybody looks like they knew where they were supposed to be. Everybody knew like they knew what they were doing. They didn't have substitution, you know, running on the field late. Just the little things as far as the operation. Will looked really, really in command and really comfortable in the offense. And so I'll just stop right there. That was a refreshing. That looks like, okay, you can tell they've really been in their study and the repetition, and I guess the coaching style, all of it, they've taken it and running with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's two things for me, and you hit on the first one for me. Efficiency. It just looked efficient. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The first team didn't play a whole lot. Then they played the third preseason game against backups. But at the same time, it was efficient. They did what they needed to do. It was clean, got in, got out.
Yeah.
And that's what worked for me. And then I think the offensive line, it just felt different.
Yeah.
It seemed like the line, and I think it's going to be some growing pains, but I do believe that the line just showing up and once again, them being efficient as well. And just, it seemed like every play they called, especially with the first team O-line, is that it worked. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do, on those screen passes. They getting out.
Right.
They showing their athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? Just getting out there. So,
I said it in the chat before. We've never ran screens that good looking and clean.
Right.
Room to run. And then when those big linemen, they look like they were having fun. Like, these are big old athletes. They get to run in space and find somebody to hit. And it just looked good.
Wasn't a screen that looked like the defense knew we were running a screen, and they all over there, and we having to block them behind the line of scrimmage so they don't catch the. So I'm gonna before I get to mine, Tremaine, the leader of the Malik Willis bandwagon, says he noticed that Malik balled out in the preseason. Yes, he did ball out, and that is why Malik is now a official backup second stringer in Green Bay. If he did not ball out, he would have been a third stringer or cut somewhere. So he put on some good tape out there to give him a good opportunity. The team, Green Bay, saw it and said, "Hey, let's trade for him. He's an upgrade from what we got up here." Can we
give Malik a hand? He did a good job and now he's a second stringer.
So I said he wouldn't be in the league. Guess what, Malik? That tells us, we always thought that year 3 would be your year of development, and you look like you developed in year 3, and you developed under a better coaching staff. That's what happened. You had a better coaching staff, Malik, and it helped you, and you're going to a good offensive coach too, so you will continue to develop. Good luck, Malik. Yep. But what I noticed, and like Corey said, the screens, the offensive plays just looked, man, they look like so refreshing. People moving around, motion, not 10 tight ends out there at one time trying to block and just run up against the wall. We spread out. We were like in the top 10 of teams in the preseason that ran 3 wide receivers this year. So normally we would be at the bottom of running 3 wides. We would have been at the bottom, but I got high hopes just from what I saw preseason. I know defensively up front we got some things that I know Jeff didn't play, but we got some things we need to do on defense too. There was some holes there sometimes that it's like, ooh, they run,
especially on the run.
They running
sure.
free. They running free, and some of the guys on the passes, you know, they just couldn't cover, so they're no longer on the team. So I like that we're making changes that will help the team, and I'm y'all know how I was last year before the season.
He was not excited at all.
I didn't even really care if I watched the Titans game before last season.
It's rough.
So that's how bad I knew we were gonna be. But this year it's just totally different. Totally different. I'm excited just to see what our offense do, even though I know it may be week 4 before they actually really just get to clicking.
Yeah.
So
one of the plays that excited me the most was the simplest play that we ran. It was a 4th and 1, and I said, "Man, they might just throw it." It was a play act, like a quick play action to the back to Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
that he scribbled out there in the flat, and we'll just toss it to
right.
This is an NFL offense now.
Yeah,
that's the simple routine play that we're used to seeing our entire lives by good teams that can run or pass.
Yeah,
we just hadn't been that. We just hadn't done it.
we hadn't had the coaches to do it. We haven't had the players to do it. We hadn't had the players to, you know. You look at the wide receiver room now. We're basically 6 deep. That you would say you're confident in throwing them the ball during the game.
Yeah,
but we used to be okay. We got one big receiver that we're gonna try to get the ball to. Our number 2 receiver, you know, sometimes he may show up, sometimes three down. We like shit. We just hope they catch the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and to that point, I mean, the roster is flipped.
It's improved.
Yeah, let's just go on and go to the next one. Let's go on and talk about the roster. That 53-man roster. What do y'all see in this roster that surprised you, didn't surprise you? How is built? How they built this roster?
I mean, they said they wanted to keep the best 52, 53, you know, no matter what. So, you know, and like a lot of people are saying, you know, we're heavy at tight end right now, and still heavy at tight end. You know, that was surprising. And I think keeping only 4 actual cornerbacks was surprising, even though we signed the majority of them back to the practice squad. I think we signed Lally, Avery,
and
Gerard. What's his name? Gerard. Yeah. So we signed them back to the practice squad to be called up if needed. So
we added the guy from the Colts off their way.
You're right.
Yeah. So we're at 5 now.
He had to go straight to the roster.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we're at 5 now.
Okay.
On the roster. So
yeah. So that was it for me. You know, heavy at tight end, more short at DB, but I mean, I'm happy with. It wasn't many surprises. I think.
I'll go ahead.
No, well, you know, if anything, we had brought up Weaver within our group text chat.
Yeah, he should.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that was a surprise to us, but out of all of them.
I said I wasn't going to be surprised with any cuts this year, especially once Weaver was out there BSing and not and getting put on his back multiple times. That's unacceptable. It's like you don't even want to play. You see this rookie over here beasting Harold, but you over there BSing thinking. But like I said, that goes back to the way the roster was constructed before. Some guys get complacent thinking, oh, well, I'm going to make the roster because the guys behind me not good and they drafted me. So no, we don't care about that anymore. If you're not playing, you can be cut. You can be cut easy.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. Letting guys know you're not automatic to make this team just because a past people drafted you, or even if Rand drafted them, and if they BS, and I'm pretty sure Rand will let them go. So Weaver, you had plenty of shots. I don't know what happened. One year you had 5 sacks, and then you just disappeared. Like you got complacent. You got very complacent.
I was hearing something about that. I think they were debating like his mind state, if he was in his own head. He beefed up last year. I think he was a bigger guy. Lost all his weight. He's leaner now, but he's not bringing anything. He's not. Is that any leaner now? Is he smaller now?
He look a little. I thought last year when he beefed up, I thought he was going to be moved to more of the Nico Autry type position. But once he got lean, he can't be mixing it in there with like Denico was.
Right.
And be versatile to play inside and outside, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
And that's just a testament again, man, to the roster, because he's probably not doing he's probably doing about the same as he's always been. He's just not.
You're right. You're right. Like I said, he got complacent. He got complacent, thinking I'm automatically making this team. I'm good enough as I am, and no, you're not.
And that goes to the pick, something whatever they saw in the Harold kid.
Man.
He
found him in the 7th round.
7th round pick.
He forced their hand by him. The way he played, he forced their hand that okay, we got to keep him. We can't try to put him on no waivers. Like that. He's gonna get picked up by somebody. He's for. And what would be interesting, and this is something that I brought up. We're talking defensively. I brought up before we signed the guy from the Colts that, if we decide we may be short of safety or short on a corner of bringing him to the roster, Hooker is versatile to play the nickel. And then you got Adams and Diggs that can play the safety spots. So that makes us a little more versatile. If anything happens, God forbid a corner go down, like Chid go down, and you have to move McCreary outside, you can move Hooker to the nickel, or but you may bring Brownlee in. So I don't know. It seems like we're getting more versatile with the people, with the pieces that we have.
And we still, fellas. Oh, go ahead, Rick.
No, I was just going to say that's a good point, that you made about Hooker, and that that shows you the depth and that we have. I guess you know what I'm saying. Better folks to step into those roles now.
Not a major drop off. Yeah.
And we still hadn't seen our starters.
Nope.
We hadn't seen what it looks like when the ball is snapped, and we got LJ out there adding what he adds. We don't even know how his what he brings adds to us yet. That's exciting to see. I mean, his whole demeanor, his whole attitude, what he does after a good play, how he treats his teammates around him, how they respond to him. We hadn't seen it yet. We seen that in Kansas City Red, but we hadn't seen it in Blue yet. So
right.
About that first incompletion or that first time he get his hands on the ball and knocks it down. Oh man, we got. I love Sneed from last year. He on our team now. He a Titan, so it's a lot.
So this is a question we kind of touched on. Let's go to the offensive side on the roster. We touched on the tight ends. Did the Thomas did he make the roster? He was playing a lot. They got to see him a lot on tape. Did that that run down on that kickoff,
Uh,
that helped him make the
It
roster.
didn't hurt it. It didn't hurt
Man, because it just shows that it's a guy you can use for special teams. It's like, yeah, we can use this type of guy.
Yeah. Like I said, it didn't hurt him. You know, I honestly, I didn't expect him to make the team, you know, the roster or whatever. If anything, what's his name? Vanette. If it was going to be, if he made, I probably would have had him as a fourth tight end if they wasn't going to keep the veteran, Vanette or whatever. But aside from that, I thought Max 4, 3 solid. So, you know.
Yeah, these guys, these tight ends, they could be stashed. You know, keeping them on the roster, Vanette and Thomas O, just because Wild is hurt. Yep. Wild has an injury history.
Yeah.
Cheek, we don't know if his hands are going to be good at the, you know, last year or this season he drops it like Ricky said, but what is he going to do? You know, DMR definitely surprised everybody by making but he, you know, you ball out, you make the team.
Yeah.
I really like him. I really like how he played, how he moves after he catches the ball.
Yeah.
Natural. Everything looks natural about him. That seems like a real tight end. We love Chig and what he can do. But man, if I see Chig drop a ball, run away from it, get his ass out and put somebody else in.
But you watched DMR highlights recently. I watched them once we picked him up undrafted. Okay. He was very athletic as a tight end. The shocking part for the coaches said was his blocking was a lot better than they thought. You know,
I noticed his blocking in those preseason. I said, man, y'all see 88 wiping people out. They was moving. He was blocking.
Yeah, they said his blocking was very much better than what they thought it was going to be.
Well, in that case, I mean, you think about it, Chig and Wiley, they're going to be expendable, especially if DMR keep progressing. I mean, he's a rookie. He's an older rookie, but still, man. I mean,
Chig is.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be excited about too. Wiley, we still hadn't seen him do what we think he could do, or how he was popping in camp.
Right, they talking about he done got beefed up and all of that. So, man, I mean,
he got that concussion with the Guardian cap on, and I think he's had concussions before. You know what I'm saying?
So that's not good.
Bad. It's not.
I had to watch a concussion video today, 11 minutes long, to certify myself to coach this flag football team.
Oh, you coaching flag? You didn't say that earlier. You didn't say that. Yeah.
I'm assistant coach, but I don't think anybody's stepped up to be the head coach yet. And they are
you the head.
I believe I'm the head coach.
You the head. Okay, let me read these. We'll give Tremaine. 53-man roster overall is better. Kicking game, special teams will play a major factor in tight games. Facts. Tremaine, 2 tight end sets is what we should do more of, especially on the left side of the line in the running game. So he wants to load up and let's go left. Let's go left.
That's that old ball right there.
I think the 2 tight end set not gonna be as much of this year. I don't see it as much. It'll be there, but I don't know. I think, and that's another thing I noticed offensively. They like to get the playmakers the ball in space.
Yeah,
they get the ball in space, man. It is so refreshing to see the guys catch it, and there's not a DB just running around them. We didn't run a bunch of. I didn't notice. You know, we used to run all that little bunch set shit. I didn't notice a lot of bunch. We were spreading people out. Yeah, don't everybody be in a box.
We was all over each other. What would say?
We all
right beside each other.
Receivers right beside the tight end, one right beside the tackle. you're a tight end. You basically a tight end.
Man, they just sit on the routes, man.
Yeah.
They would sit nobody. They didn't have the back pedal. They could just squat. They get in the cover 2 and squat, and just wait on the ball because we couldn't block anybody to keep. They knew they had to throw it or get a sack.
That's true, man.
You can't read and check off and man.
Because I think we used to talk about it too, watching the other teams and be like, how are they that wide open? You know what I'm saying? Watching other teams when, like you said, I mean, even Greg Cosell said it about we don't have any speed at receiver.
No speed.
And that's like you said, Corey, that's why they just set them routes.
and coaches that and we didn't have coaches that were coaching in this era. They were coaching from the 90s. 90 playbook. We had a 90s playbook out there. We had about 4 routes that we ran, and that was it. You know, we would think about it, really with AJ. We wasn't running just great routes. He was just breaking a lot of tackles. hit him on a slant and let him break the tackles. That's what it was.
That's true. Yeah. Dang.
So,
I'm excited to see.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the last topic. And week 1, we go to Chicago. Go to the Windy City, Soldier Field. That nasty pizza they got there up in Chicago.
I like deep dish.
Hey, well, you like deep. You probably you don't have Chicago deep dish where they put the sauce on the top. The toppings at the bottom. You don't have that. Yeah. That's different. Yeah. Right. You had that regular deep dish like that. But Chicago, well, Caleb Williams in the preseason was looking like Caleb Williams from about 2 years ago. What you got, Rick?
To that, and I think I've said to that point several times because y'all making good points. But I think he was under 50% passing, or right at 50%. He had several highlights. No, in preseason.
Oh, the preseason. Oh,
okay. He had a lot of highlight play. You know what I'm saying?
That's all we were seeing.
All we were seeing were those highlights because he was actually like 50%. I need to look it up, but it wasn't like he was
killing. He went,
you know what I'm saying? Just had
about
this 80%,
70%.
He was right at 50% pass. So I mean, it showed. Showed what he's capable of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the highlights show what he's capable of, but still, he wasn't that efficient. So
right.
Well, that's good to hear because I only saw highlights, and
I saw a lot. And you know, like Corey said, this is the first game that we really gonna see what our corners got because they got some good receivers. They got some really good receivers and a good tight end. So we gonna see what we really about against Chicago. We can't go up there playing around. We're underdogs.
So what I was saying, he was 10 for 20 for 170 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and a passer rating of 79.2. So, you know, take it for what it's worth.
That's all his action put together.
Yeah.
All his snaps.
Yeah. Take it for what it's worth. I think we saw every 10 completions that he made.
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? But there you go.
Yeah, we're gonna touch.
You know, how do y'all feel about? I know we're coming off a bad season. Chicago didn't have a great season either. But how do y'all feel about? Really, a lot of people are picking Chicago.
I think it's the unknown for both teams at this point.
Right.
I think you know, both teams upgraded.
Exactly.
Both teams upgraded a lot. So I think when you come in they're still not respecting Levis.
They're not.
And they see Caleb Williams as this superstar already.
Right.
And he has the pieces around him just like Levis does. So I think at this point still they're giving him the leverage right now. And I think that's why, you go into the game. I don't know what the spread is, but like you said,
that's what
the majority
I was looking at. It's 4 in favor of Chicago.
Okay.
So,
that's about even for an away game, right? Almost.
No,
if
it was even, it'd probably be, well, it's close to it. I think it's like most home teams get 2 or 3. 3, yeah. I think 3 is the even if it's for the home team.
For the home team. So I just think, like I said, it's the unknown and giving Caleb Williams a lot more respect than Levis at this point.
I'm trying to. Are we still picked to finish last in the division?
Probably. A lot of people have talked about our team upgrades recently, but I would say we're probably still picked to finish last in the division.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at a mock draft just last week, and it had us picking number 4 overall. So, wow. I'd say they're still picking us.
Well, I'd say we need to take advantage of some arbitrage. If I was a betting man, I'd be making some bets on the Titans right now. At least some of these seem like it'd be easy money.
I would. I definitely made 1 or 2 on. I did a couple of players. But I think Chicago's going to be interesting. Like Ricky said, we both upgraded, but it's the first game. You don't really have film on nobody really because they got a little bit of film on Levis, but you got him in a totally different offense now with totally different weapons. You're not looking at the Titans. You're not looking at the Titans coming in run heavy.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not looking at a one back getting 20 to 25, 30 carries a game. And let's just right now, it's I don't know what their defensive coordinator is looking at. Like, where do we try to take away? Do we try to this game? Let's see if we take away Calvin Ridley and see what happens. Or if Hopkins play, do we take away Hopkins?
Yeah.
Well, okay, take 1 away. The other one gonna eat. Boyd gonna eat. Burke's gonna eat. NWI gonna eat.
Chick better
tight ends gonna eat. Spears gonna eat.
Out of all them names you just said, all them names you just said, I would I'm gonna make Burks beat us. Everybody else, we gonna make 16 win. He gonna have to beat us. We're gonna double team everybody else.
Man.
Think about it, you can't do that. But think about it. Guess what? I take my healthy Burks as long as Burks is, and that's all that his issue is health. Yeah. I take our odds with Burks against their 4th corner or a safety better than anything. Better than that corner.
Who they safety? Who they safety?
Kevin Byard. We saw a little few slow steps last year. So at age, Burks will blow by. Burks will blow by that. So and I don't know if y'all have looked at the schedule just to, man, the first 4 weeks are rough, right? They not
quarterback heavy too, right?
Man, we got the Jets 2nd week. I ain't looking at it yet. Jets 2nd week, Green Bay 3rd week, and then Miami the 4th week. Then we got a bye on the fifth week.
That's right.
Hey, I'm just looking to come out of that somehow 2-2. 3-1, great, but 2-2 to come out of that's a win for us.
Yeah.
To me, to come out of that with those quarterbacks, that's a win. But I know the team is they feel confident right now.
Yeah, I think with me, I think for all of us Titans fans, I think it's going to take patience, and like we have a new head coach, new D coordinator, a whole new roster. We just got dude last week, the middle linebacker. We just got him last week, and like you said, the corners hadn't played at all. It's going to be some growing pains before this ish mesh together. You think, you know what I'm saying? Even though they
I said
playing,
the offense gonna be like week 4 before it really starts clicking. And I sent it to y'all, and then I saw somebody else. I wish I could say who actually put it out there on X. I mentioned it to y'all like the day before. Man, look at how many new starters we have on both sides this week 1 compared to last year's week 1. It's like 8 or 9 starters on each side. And then somebody put it out the exact number. They compared the starters from last year to man, it is totally overhaul.
I'm gonna push back on that, man. Because I know all you're saying is true, but with the growing pains, just thinking about growing pains, right? That's like you used to be good, and now you got all these new pieces, and it's going to take time for them to get ramped up. Even with the growing pains, I don't think it's going to be more painful than watching that offense last year.
No. It's not. No, that's not what. That's not what he's saying. It's not about. It's not about it being more painful than watching. He's saying that it's gonna take a little time for everything to be just clicking. You're looking like a well-oiled machine. We're gonna hit some big plays, but then there's gonna be some stuff that it may mess up here, may mess up there. But for everything to just be well-oiled machine, we are not gonna be painfully watching this offense. I don't think.
Or defense. Or
defense. Defense has been good, but now we were top 15, I think, last year, something like that. This is definitely top 10, close to top 5 type defense that we built. In my opinion. Yeah, we didn't give up a lot of points. We just couldn't score no damn points.
Yeah.
We gave up a lot of what? Pass play?
Passing yards, we weren't good.
We've been bend but don't break for the past few years, kind of.
Right.
Were we last in passing defense?
We was pretty close.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was extremely close. Yeah.
So if we can even get to the passing defense, even be 20, that's a big leap.
Yeah.
And I want to see turnovers. I want to see some turnovers this year.
I expect that by the end of the year. And I think going back to them meshing together, in my opinion, I think I'm a little more confident in the offense gelling more so than the defense. Because we got a lot. Even though the defense showed out in preseason, like as for even against our offense, but I think they've helped our offense.
Yes, they have.
I think in like camp and practice and stuff, I think they've helped our offense more than anything. The only thing I'm concerned about it with this defense, I think eventually we're gonna get there and be cold. Like you said, I'll take top 12 by the end of the year. But I just think
the defense is so much easier to.
It is.
Usually the defense. But I see what you're saying, and I'll say this: Al Pierce, he had a comment. Our best roster overhaul was on the coaching staff, top to bottom. Thank you, Al. If you listen to us, you know how I have felt about that coaching staff for about 3 years. And nobody wanted to listen to me that it needed to happen.
You're right.
Nobody wanted to listen.
You're right.
For 3 years. I ain't gonna, fortunately for me, I'm a person that I'm quick to move on. If I don't see it looking good, I'll move on. I go back to Jeff Fisher. 3 years before he was fired, I wanted him gone.
Yeah.
I don't mind firing a coach. I don't mind. It don't. You got to bring something new. If you see that locker room is lost, you got to bring.
You were there way before me, Tay, and I couldn't even imagine Verbal getting fired.
You couldn't see it. You really couldn't see it because we were going 12-5, going to the playoffs. You couldn't see it that way, but I saw that this is not sustainable. This is gonna go backwards. This is too run heavy on one person. We're overloading one person. We're working him like a mule out there.
Yeah, you're right. And Amy saw it after all them games we lost after Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think Amy saw it.
Mm-hmm. I think she tunes into the Phonies and she started listening to Tay. She's like, bring me the voice of the fans. I want to hear the most negative. just find the most negative thing you can find and bring it to me. Who is this guy, Tay? He's saying a lot of stuff about our offense and our coach. What is he saying? Oh, he said we can't go to our backs. He's saying Derek can't catch. What is he doing?
I have been saying it since 2021.
All the changes Tay wanted. All of them. They fired the coach. They brought in two backs that can catch and run routes. He's been saying this stuff 3 years.
Yeah, I got a line to Amy that Amy, most of the fans are liking this right now, but in a couple years we're gonna need to let this go. We're gonna need to move on. Yeah. Let's get Derek. We didn't trade him, but you put Derek out there on the open market. He can find a good team that he can go to and try to win a Super Bowl. Like I said, he's gonna try to win a Super Bowl because he's gonna have to come through us this year. I looked at my text messages on January 13th. I sent it to y'all. I sent it in another group. January 13th, 2024. It was about 4 days after Vrabel was fired. I said, next year at this time, we will be preparing for a playoff game. Said it. Let's go. Let's end it right there. Let's end it right there.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Tap in with us. We're gonna be more getting at you guys after all the games. So we're gonna commit to all the games. At least every other game. We'll be on it.
I'm with it.
Yeah, all the games we're gonna be on. Somebody's gonna be on one of the phones. Check us out on X. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out. If you didn't see it, check us out on YouTube. Listen to it. Man, we gonna be in here like swimwear in 2024.
Real fun. Yes, sir. We got our offense. We got a defense. We calling the plays. The play caller is cooking just like Rand was cooking. Our head coach is calling the plays, baby. We get first down.
We out.